Hello everybody, this is Martin Bidartondo. I work at Imperial College and Kew Gardens, and I have been working on fungi for quite a long time, and these are my 5 minutes of fungi. And what I want to talk about is what is special about the way that fungi grow. Now, there are many things that make fungi special and unique, but what I'm going to focus is on the way that fungi grow. Now, most fungi are made up of fine threads. We call these filaments. Many other living things make threads with their cells. For instance, brain cells have filaments. Pollen, after it lands on a flower, it starts to germinate and it makes a thread. Even mosses underground can make really fine threads that attach them to the ground or to bark or to even stones. But fungi are the only ones that really went for filaments and made their whole bodies out of these really fine threads. The filaments have to grow away from each other to cover as much area or space as possible, for instance in the soil or inside a plant. They can also grow towards each other, or they can intertwine very tightly to make solid objects like a mushroom. Fungi usually have to do both. First, filaments have to come out of a spore, they have to branch, and they have to grow away from each other to find the best place to grow and cover as much of that space or volume as possible. Once they have enough space and food, then they have to switch and start growing towards each other. They have to be careful not to grow into somebody else's filaments. That could be very dangerous. They might have more space and food than you. They might run you over. Now, filaments grow from the tip. In fact, all the action really is at the tip. That's where fungi both grow and where they feed, and sometimes is where they branch. Filaments are very thin, about 50 times thinner than hair. They can also be very, very long, even several meters. That has very big advantages and also some very big disadvantages or risks. A big disadvantage is that the filaments can dry up and die very easily. The best way to avoid that is to grow inside something where there is moisture. And that's where being super thin and super long is an advantage. Fungi are the best at growing into every little crack in the soil. They can create incredible densities of filaments in very, very small amounts of soil. So a gram of forest soil might have 100 meters of fungal filaments inside it. Fungi are also the best at growing into very small places. So those small places are the most likely to have water in them, even when other parts are dry, for instance in soil. So they also are very small and able to grow inside of living plants in between their cells. That is a huge advantage. Both soil and plants are full of food, of energy, of resources, minerals, nutrients, if you can get to them and you can take them up. And because filaments can be very long, they can also reach across places where there is no water or food, at least at the moment. And they can connect different places that are distant from each other that have those resources available. So this is one of the ways in which fungi have become very, very successful at growing into soil and growing into plants, for instance. So if you want to know more about fungi, stay tuned for the UK Fungus Day where there will be a lot more to say about fungi. Thank you very much. Bye bye.